Hello guys, welcome to my first place Traptrix deck profile. Last night, April 1st, I won first place at a OTS tournament. It was at my local store. I tried really hard. I'm so glad I got first place. I've been wanting this map for about a month since it was revealed. And I apologize for my voice too, I just had a nasal surgery. Still recovering from that, but yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick video about kind of just my thought process on my deck building and some of the plays you can do as a Traptrix player. So yeah, let's just get started with this. And I also want to reiterate that this is a deck profile mainly aimed towards people who just want to pick up one of these and play right out of the box. I'll kind of help you formulate a deck around that. So, right out of the box, and again, I won first place with this. There was a lot of interaction, especially against other Traptrix, since they're unaffected by hole traps, and that's like half the deck. Going against another Traptrix deck is a little rough, but yeah, I managed to pull it off, and I'll kind of explain my ratios and stuff for this too. And I did play unsleeved, just because I didn't want to pay like $10 for sleeves, when I already have like a full-fledged Traptrix deck. But basically, yeah, the way I won is I played one Arachnocampa, and you might be thinking, why only one? I know it seems a little low, but my thinking is if you only have one in the structure deck, I mean, that's all you can really run, you know what I'm saying? But, seriously, one is enough from one structure deck just because, the protection you get against other Traptrix, it doesn't really matter too much. But the extra summon is good, so it's a good extender, but, when you're just scrunched for 40 cards in this deck, there's not a lot you can do with just one of them. So, I also run one Myrmelio. So Myrmelio is really good when it normal summons. You get to search a hole trap, which we can talk about later why that's important, because, holes aren't very good in the mirror match, but there is one card you would want to search. And then if it's special summoned, it has a mandatory effect to target one spell or trap on the field and destroy it. And it's important that it's mandatory because that'll help you set off Sarah's effect very easily and consistently. Next, we have one Pudica. Again, all these one-ofs, I know, but, it's just, these are good ratios I found for just one structure deck. Basically, this one searches out your new field spell, super strong, really good, and then when special summoned, you can banish one of your opponent's monsters, I think, until the next standby phase, then they can resummon it. But because they're then re-special summoning it, you can use your set trap pulls on them. So next we have, I forgot how to say her name, Vesculo. She is okay. I think she can, yeah, you can send one set trap you control to the graveyard, special summon her, so that's okay. It's like a partial extender, and then also you can banish her from your graveyard and target one hole in your graveyard to reset it. So it's some good recursion. Then we have Mantis, just another one of. She's a good searcher. When normal summon, you can search another Traptrix out to your hand. It's good to search Arachnocampa if you want an extender. Go into that, Link 2, or go into Sarah, or, Rafflesia and Xyz. Just another one of, though. You don't want to run too many. Next, we have Dionea. She is decent. And a lot of the times in the Traptrix mirror, you're gonna want to look at the attack and defense, kind of like old school 2004 Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, for the most part, you just want to run one of her. She's okay. She kind of can, like, revive Traptrix from the graveyard, stuff like that. She has another effect too, but it doesn't come up super often. But yeah, I'm not even really going to touch on that, because next we have our one Genlesia. So she is pretty meh, A lot of people don't run her, but I think running one of in the structure deck is just almost mandatory. Just because You know, she has not really super good effect, but it's just another name you want to have. Having any Traptrix name in your starting hand is a really good idea. Next we have one Nymphitis. This is just another decent one of. You kind of only run on one of her. Some people might argue two, but I would really just say one, especially if you only have one structure deck. Same reasons as the last one, kind of a mediocre effect, but just good to have another name. Next we have Traptrix. She is, again, kind of a crappy effect, but 1800 attack is nothing to laugh about, especially in the Traptrix mirror. Another simple one of, you know, you don't want to open too many of her in your starting hand. You kind of just want to see one, really. Then next we have a staple many of you maybe will already know is Ash Blossom Enjoys Spring. So yeah, this is just a really good card. It counters your opponent's Mantis, Pudica, stuff like that. Just a really solid card. I would only run one though. It's just it's a really good one of. Sometimes you might think, you know, I want to run 3 for consistency, but no, in the Traptrix mirror you just kind of really want one, especially when they only give you one structure deck, you know, for the tournament. But hey, I got first place with it. I ran one, got first place. Tried out. It worked for me. So next we're gonna have Mekk-Knight Blue Sky. So this one is interesting. Basically, if you have 2 cards in the same column, you or your opponent, you can special summon him in that column. So this is really good because it has high attack, good to beat over the other Traptrix monsters. It also can be good link fodder. But I think the Traptrix monsters the links need insect and plants. Sometimes. But, you know, it could still be good. And it can also, I'm pretty sure this one, add Mekk-Knights with different names from your deck to your hand. Equal to number of the opponent's cards and this card's column. So yeah, you can then add the next card, which is another one of Purple Nightfall. This one is way stronger. It has the same special summoning mechanic, and just a really good thing to get out in the Traptrix mirror. Just a one of though. You know, you don't want to open. Let's say you were running 3 of these, and your opening hand you get 2, and then, you know, that's just less chances to get your Traptrix monsters. So next, then we have a small little package here. I'll show them one at a time though. We have Fire Hand, just a one of though. You don't, like I said, I know it sounds a bit repetitive, but you don't want to open too many of these. A one of is just fine, especially if you just have one structure deck. Then it has a pretty good effect. You kind of want to set this card on the field, and then, you know, when it gets destroyed, you can pop one monster, and then summon Ice Hand from your deck, and that's just a really good effect, especially if they have one of their Sarahs out. You can just pop that one, or something like that, and then, you know, because it's effect, we want to run one Ice Hand. That way we should have something to summon from the deck when it gets its effect, unless it's unless you draw both, but because they're both one-ofs, it's pretty unlikely. So that's why I kind of run one, and it has a similar effect, but when this one's destroyed, it pops a spell instead. So no matter which one you get first, it can still special summon the other one, so it's a pretty good package. And then we of course have Thunder Hand, which is almost more of a hand trap. Basically, if a monster that has 1600 attack or defense, and some of the Traptrix like Myrmelio has 1600 attack, so it'll work with that one as well. You can then special summon this card from your hand, and I think pop one. Yeah. Destroy one card your opponent controls. So it's pretty good. Just a one of though, because, you know, not every monster has 1600 attack that we use, or defense. So it doesn't come up super often, but it's definitely a nice option to have. Next we have Artifact, Moral Talk. So this one is basically played with Sanctum in the deck. I just run one of each. And it's just basically a free pop, so, you know, that's always useful. Retaliating Sea, I actually didn't see in any of my 6 games I played, which was kind of surprising. It is a level 4 though, a level 4 insect, so it's good for going to the Xyz plays, but its normal effect is kind of not super important against the Traptrix mirror. Since I didn't get to use it, I'm just not even going to really talk about it. I don't have much experience with it, as compared to like Maxine Master, you know. Another level 4 insect. This one is okay. You can add a level 5 or higher insect monster if this goes to graveyard. That's good. Searching for another monster I'll show you soon. But yeah, a level 4 insect, good for Xyz plays. Not really an extender though. Lone Fire Blossom. This is a kind of older good card. It says tribute 1 face up plant monster, and you can tribute itself, so that's good. And then special summon 1 plant monster from your deck. Half of the Traptrix are like plants, and half are like insects. Like this one, Myrmelia's insect, but a lot of them you can see are plants. So it's a good starter. Maybe you can use this one, special summon a Traptrix that'll search for another one, and, you know, pop off from there. So Rose Lover, she has kind of a bad effect. Because, you know, if something's in your hand, you're probably already going to summon it anyway. But it is a good extender if it's been a few turns and it's in your graveyard. And it also helps with the effect of... I'm just going to say Sage Defleur. So basically, you can destroy 1 card you control, 1 card your opponent controls, and special summon this card. And when it's sent to the graveyard, shuffle back 1, I think, monster in your graveyard to your deck. Yes, and it can be extra deck monsters too. And then you can add a level 1 plant monster from your deck to your hand. So if this is still in your deck, you get a free, you know, card from that. So, and then going back to Resonance Insect, the one that lets you search a level 5 or higher insect monster, that is good for searching Gardala, the Mystery Dust Kaiju. So this is, you know, it's like Mothra basically from Godzilla. But it's great for getting rid of your opponent's really strong monsters. You can tribute their monsters to summon this on their field. And, you know, kaijus are just good for that effect because you can't really counter a tribute. And then we have Kumungus, the Sticky String Kaiju, for a similar thing. So basically the small package combo here, and both one-ofs. This one you would want to summon to your opponent's field. It has 2400 attack. And then this one, because your opponent controls a kaiju, you can see it says, because if they if they control a kaiju, then you can special summon this card from your hand. So if they have this one, then you can special summon this one from your hand, and 27 beats 24, so you get rid of one of their monsters, and you kill this one so you don't give them a big beat stick. So a nice little package there, but, you know, you have to have kind of both of them, which is maybe a little hard, but better with the Resonance Insect searching. Next, we're going to go to spells. Not too many, but so I run 1 Trap Trip Garden. This is the field spell. You might be thinking you want to run more, but really 1 is enough. You know, you don't want to draw too many. You don't want to have 3 field spells in your opening hand. But it does give you an additional normal summon of a Traptrix monster, so that's, like, pretty invaluable. It's really good. Then the first time your Traptrix monster would be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. Good for keeping your Sarah alive, but you do take some additional damage, just because, you know, she's only 800. And then another good effect is, let's say you only had Rose Lover, you could normal summon her, then use this effect to banish her, and then summon 1 Traptrix monster from your hand or graveyard. Probably not your hand in that instance, because you would just normal summon that one instead, plus you get a second normal summon, but from your graveyard, it's a good revival tool. Next, we have... I just ran 1 Trap Tantalizing Tune. I thought 1 was okay. Not the greatest card. You don't even go, like, plus anything. You just kind of... You use this one, discard 1 Trap or 1 level 4 Insect or Plant Monster. And there's quite a few of those in here, you know. So, but then you just draw 2 cards. So you're not going plus... but you're also not going negative, so it's just a good, like, hand refresh. Next is a really good card against the Traptrix Mirror. We have Harpy's Feather Duster. I only chose to run 1 of this, because, you know, the traps in this mirror match, like I said, don't matter too much, but, still a good option to have. And then, of course, we run 1 Raigeki. This is, and also Harpy's Feather Duster, you can only run at 1 anyway because of the ban list. Raigeki is at 3, but I only run 1 because, you know, you don't want to be... You don't want to open too many. You don't want to destroy all your opponent's monsters, per se. But it is good against Traptrix because the Traptrix extra deck are immune to traps, but not spells. So this does get rid of them. But like I said, you kind of only run on one of them. So next we have, of course, the traps. So the main gimmick of the deck are these cards called Trap Hole. Now this one is kind of one of the like medium ones. When your opponent normal or flip summons a monster with 1,000 or more attack, target and destroy. So it's a rather simple effect. It doesn't work on any of the Traptrix because they're all unaffected by whole normal traps. But against the Mekk-Knights and stuff, it could be useful. And then because of the Trap Hole name, you know, you can, or not really Trap Hole, but just Hole. We have Traptrix Holtea. Now this is a new card to the structure deck. You only run one if you only have one structure deck. But I ran one and of course got first place, so it worked for me. But basically the idea with this one is it's like that, what is it, Shade Knight of Brigadine or something? I'll get to it later, but basically you can special summon it as a monster. You can see there's its stats. It's a level 4, 2400 defense. It's pretty good. It'll activate Sarah's effect of activating a trap, and you could use it for Xyz, Link, and then it has a Banish from Graveyard effect to let you special summon a Traptrix from your graveyard. So overall, just a super strong card. I would recommend running 3, but like I said, if you only have one structure deck, I would only run 1 if I were you. Next we have Traptrix. This one's basically like a trap searcher, so basically you can banish 1 trap from your deck after you activate this, and then set 1 trap of the same name, but you can only activate 1 more trap that turn. So it's a little restrictive, but it's a good search, but that also means you have to run 2 of traps. And, you know, my whole thing about this is it was kind of like a one-of deck. You know, just a lot of one-ofs, but because of this, I do run 2 bottomless Trap Hole. When your opponent summons a monster of 1500 or more attack, destroy that monster, and banish it. So good against the Mekk-Knights they can summon. One of the only 2-ofs. Everything else so far has been a 1-of. You know, you don't want to open too many things of the same name. And then we do run 2 Traptrix, Trap Hole, Nightmare. So this one is pretty lenient. So when a monster with special summon this turn activates an effect on your opponent's field, negate the effect, and if you do, destroy it. Good for Mekk-Knights, unless I think they might actually dodge this, but it's good for the other things in here. I'm kind of blanking on which right now. Maybe like Firehand, unless that resolves in Graveyard. But there are situations when this comes up. Then we have Terrifying Trap Hole Nightmare. This one's pretty good. This is the lenient one I was thinking of, because it just says if your opponent has special summon a monster this turn, then you can target one with 2000 more attack and destroy it. And if you have a hole in your graveyard, you can banish one monster from your opponent's graveyard. So, you know, it's okay. It's good if they like target something in graveyard, especially off Kularia's effect, which I'll get to soon. But next we have Void Trap Hole, just a 1-of, just another kind of negate. When your opponent special summons a monster, 2000 more attack, negate, and destroy. So pretty good. This one is the one that won me a couple games, Floodgate Trap Hole. So, with Rafflesia, and that's kind of a loophole I'll explain when I get to her, but just know this one is super good. It's basically a Book of Moon, and they can't change its position, so pretty good. We have Gravediggers, good against Ash. It'll basically negate and do 2k damage, so pretty good burn. Next we have that one card I was talking about, the Phantom Knights of Shade Brigadine. And also with Holtea, I forgot to mention, you can use this set card the same turn you set it if you discard a trap. So good for turn 1. And then we have Phantom Knights of Shade Brigadine, and this one has a similar effect. If you have no traps in your graveyard, though, you can activate this card the same turn it was set. Naturia Sacred Tree, just another 1-of. I actually didn't pull this one, same with Retaliating Sea. All 6 of my games all night, like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., so I'm surprised, but yeah, it's just like, it's not a super good card. I would honestly probably cut it, but since you need 40 minimum, I would run 1. So I'm not really going to go over it. You can read it if you want to. It's not super good. Artifact Sanctum, pretty decent card. It summons that artifact monster on your opponent's turn, and then you get a free pop. And then, of course, the God card, Evenly Matched. I only run 1, but basically you can use this from your hand if you control no cards, so it's good for going second. This build is kind of like a going second build, honestly. Plus you get the extra draw, which is really nice. But basically what you want to do is go to your battle phase immediately. At the end of the battle phase, activate this, and your opponent has to banish cards face down until they only control 1 card. So super good. Now I'm going to quickly go over the extra deck monsters, because my phone's running out of space. So first we have Traptrix Sarah. So Sarah is a very important card, but I only run 1 of her, just because I think 1's really all you need with 1 structure deck. So basically the thing is whenever you activate a trap card, you can summon a Traptrix from your deck, and if you do Myrmelio, it has that mandatory effect, which will let you then get Sarah's second effect to set a hold trap, which you can search Holtea. So very good, but just a 1 of. Then next we have Kularia, which is whenever you activate a set hold trap, then you can reset it instead of sending it to the graveyard. Plus, at the end phase, you can special summon a Traptrix from your graveyard in defense position. So you can use the ones you linked off for her, unless you use Sarah, because link monsters can't go in defense position. But yeah, just another solid card. Then we have the game winner, Traptrix Adipus. This one's new to the structure deck. I just run 1 though, but basically if you have a trap in your graveyard, all your Traptrix monsters gain 1000 attack. That's really good for this one. That makes it 2800, beats over every other Traptrix, unless they have, one with this card. And then it also has a target, negate, and destruction. So extremely good card, great for getting out of tight situations. Then we have the 3 Xyz monsters. I ran out of space, so I had to do a little cut. But next we have Traptrix Rafflesia. That means I can also slow down a little bit. So I just ran 1 of her, even though she's pretty good. And the major loophole that involves her is that, yes, a lot of the Traptrix, well, all of them, are unaffected by whole normal traps. But the thing is with Rafflesia, when you use her effect, you can detach 1 material from her, which she should have too, and then you can copy a whole effect from your deck by sending the card to the graveyard. And then the thing is that it's not a whole effect at that point, it is Rafflesia's effect copying the effect of the whole card. So it does work on Traptrix. So what you want to do, if you're going first, is get Rafflesia out, and defense, of course, because she's 2500 defense. And then when your opponent summons a Traptrix, you just want to copy Floodgate, and hopefully that stops their whole turn. Unless they happen to normal Pudica and then get the field spell, but generally in the 1 structure deck mirror match, this is a very good play turn 1. So definitely something to keep in mind. You can also use any of the other trap pulls on like the Mech Knights or Kaijus or something. Maybe not Kaijus, but definitely the Mech Knights. Next we have Traptrix Alumerus. So here, this one I didn't really build at all. It does have the effect to detach 2 and special summon 1, basically Traptrix from your graveyard or any level 4 insect or plant. So that could be good for extending if you're in a tough position, but normally I was more of on the control side and didn't need to recover like that, plus you have Holtea graveyard effect. And then lastly, we have one of the cover girls over here. New card, Traptrix Pinguicula. Wait, Pinguicula. How did I say that before? Pinguicula. Pinguicula. Something like that. Sorry. But yeah, this one is extremely good. Basically, she has very high attack, and if you pair her with the other cover girl over here, Adipus, plus 1000 if you have a trap in your graveyard, so that's 3500. That's more than a lot of, beat stick decks have, especially like Labyrinth. Their highest is 3000. So you could potentially beat over Labyrinth with this. Not under skill drain though. I know a lot of Labyrinth players are running skill drain, but yeah, just a great card. And then you can detach one to add a Traptrix from your deck to your hand, so it's a great searcher. It is once per turn, but that means you can just do it next your turn, if it lives that long. And also, if a monster owned by your opponent is sent to the graveyard or banished by card effect, you can attach that monster to this card as material, so it's a potential infinite searches. So, you know, knowing that, just a one of though, especially just with one Traptrix structure deck. And also, if you want a list of my deck list, I'll do you a quick favor so you don't gotta watch the video multiple times in case you miss something. Here is a very simple and condensed deck list that I used. You can see a lot of one-ofs, but I did run 2 Bottomless Trap Hole and 2 Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. But everything else, just a one-of, you know. And then you can also see the paper mat here. Let me get it real quick. Here we go. So yeah, it comes with this paper playmat. It folds up and stuff. It's, you know, decent quality, I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, I won the Cloth One official Konami. It says promo item over here. So, yeah, I already had someone trying to, like, vulture buy it off of me after the tournament. The guy I beat in the first round. And then also the paper mat, though, that comes with the structure deck does have some lore and other tips on the back. So definitely check that out if you're new. But also, I want to say that picking up this structure deck is a good idea because it has Ash Blossom, Raigeki Feather Duster, evenly match. Even right now as recording, is still like $5.50, and the deck is like 10 to 12. So this is half of your money back already on one card. It's super good. People buy the structure deck just to get that card too. But yeah, it's just overall amazing deck. I'm super happy with how I performed. A lot of one-ofs in here, but definitely came in clutch. So yeah, I just want to say this was my first place Traptrix structure deck OTS deck list. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you learned something. And just another quick tip, you know, having the mat doesn't make you a better player. If you only have the paper mat, you could maybe even, you know, probably beat me. You know, it doesn't make you a better player, but it is cool to have. So just have fun, guys. Enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.